Here it is, the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm closing out Eoin Colfer month with my review of W.A.R.P, the Reluctant Assassin. First off, just the idea of this series blows my socks off. Time travel, secret agents, witness protection, yes please. It's obvious from page 1 that Eoin Colfer had a blast writing this, and that's probably one of the reasons it's so entertaining. The book starts out with a bang and never lets up. Surprisingly, it wasn't until about halfway through the book that I was really sucked in. The action through the first half is fast-paced and entertaining, but it wasn't until the expansion on the characters after this that really drew me in. That's when I hit the point of no return, and that book didn't leave my hand until it was finished. Colfer substitutes science for magic in this particular story, but he added in a couple of stage magicians just to keep things interesting. The heroes rely on a fun mix of sleight of hand, street smarts, FBI training, and a whole lot of luck on this time-traveling adventure. The villain, Albert Garrick, is a terrifically gruesome character who loves his theatrics, and may I just say, the most entertaining villains are the ones who know how to make a production out of their exploits. He's also not afraid to drop a body, or 2, or 12. Younger readers be advised. The story is perfectly balanced with mystery, action, chills, and humor. Especially humor. It's complex and convoluted, and I can honestly say I've never read anything quite like it. The writing is sharp and vivid. I was also relieved to find that the female character, Chevy, is not just a copy of Holly Short. They share a lot of the same qualities, but Chevy is her own person. And all of you sci-fi fans out there will be pleased to know that there are no gaping plot holes, thanks to the whole time travel aspect. As far as I can tell, everything was wrapped up quite nicely at the end, so he hasn't ripped a hole in the space-time continuum. My only peeve about this book is the fact that I didn't feel we spent enough time in Riley's head. From all the descriptions, even the title of this book, Riley is touted as the central character of the story, and yet we very frequently spend any time hearing his thoughts or seeing what he's going through. Most of this attention is given to the characters of Chevy and Garrick. Now, Colfer's style of bouncing around into the different characters' heads is one of the things that I really like about his writing. Still, I wish we had been able to spend more time with Riley through the events of the book, and not just when he had a dramatic personal revelation. There, that's my peeve. I've said it. My absolute favorite part of this book was page 184. My reaction was something like, "No freaking way! I love it!" As I understand it, Mr. Colfer decided to write this story because he had done a ton of research on Victorian London for a chapter in a previous novel. I believe it was Airman, but this chapter was eventually cut. So he decided to put all of that research to good use. Knowing this, page 184 is frosting on the cake. It really was the perfect touch because I love it when authors do this with their stories. If you've read Airman, you will understand page 184. And if you haven't, you should, so that you can appreciate this awesomeness. Another thing I really enjoy about this story is how well we get to know the villain. Colfer is accustomed to jumping into the heads of his antagonists to share their thoughts, but this time something just clicked. Perhaps it's the fact that we have such a deliciously entertaining villain, and did I mention his penchant for theatrics? The Reluctant Assassin does touch on my pet peeve of treating evolutionary theory as facts, but I'm still gonna give this great book 4 stars, and I can't wait for the sequel. So that's a wrap on Eoin Colfer month. Thanks for joining me here on To Read or Not to Read. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends, and I'll see you next week.